Vanakkam, now Dr. Asha Lenin Autism. Actually, 2 days back I had a patient from US stating that she was other language patient. I think she was speaking in Telugu, and she complained me that we have a group of people's moms who are being labeled autism, and we are seeking your help and attention, but we find it so difficult to communicate with you because of language issues. We are not even able to understand your way of treatment or what you're guiding. We don't have subtitles like that. I said we can use Google Translator because I feel so comfortable and confident when I speak in Tamil as well, because I want to reach only. I thought in the initial stage I should reach every Tamil home, every people, like the Korean Pungunjanar who stated that Yadum Ure Yavarum Keli Ella Makkalum in Makkale. Every people around the world, like birds, like how birds doesn't say that this state is my state, this country is my country, this people are my people. Everyone around the world are our people, everyone are my brothers and sisters. Every Tamilian have the same motto that we always state that every people around the world are our people. So I want every other human who just have a child should understand my language. At least once in a while I have to post a video in English, because a person who is in this line, right now, ma'am, I'm not going to show you, your camera is towards me. You can just say it in your language, what was your request, because a group of people from her gang, they came last 2 days back and she requested me like anything to post a video in English on behalf of her, and she now insisted me even. Ma'am, you can say to everyone around the world what you want to say to me.
అందరికీ నమస్కారం. మేము ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ వాళ్ళమండి. మేము తెలుగు మాట్లాడతాము. మేము ఆశా లెనిన్ మ్యామ్ దగ్గర ఆటిజం ట్రీట్మెంట్ తీసుకుంటున్నాం మా బాబుకి. సో మేము తన అప్డేట్స్ ఫాలో అవ్వాలి అంటే మాకు అర్థమయ్యేది కాదు, ఎందుకంటే మాకు తమిళ్ రాదు. సో మ్యామ్కి రిక్వెస్ట్ చేస్తే ఫాలో అవ్వడానికి, అప్డేట్స్ తెలుసుకోవడానికి తను మా రిక్వెస్ట్ ని స్వీకరించి తను అప్డేట్స్ ఇస్తున్నారు తెలుగులో. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ మ్యామ్ ఫర్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ అవర్ ప్రాబ్లమ్. మేము సబ్ టైటిల్స్ కోసం రిక్వెస్ట్ చేశాము. గూగుల్ ట్రాన్స్లేటర్ పనిచేయదు వీడియోస్ కి, ఓన్లీ కంటెంట్ కి మాత్రమే పనిచేస్తుంది. అందుకే మా ప్రాబ్లం అర్థం చేసుకొని తను తెలుగులో రాదు కాబట్టి ఇంగ్లీష్ లో చెప్తున్నారు మా కోసం. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ మ్యామ్.
Thank you, ma'am. I don't understand what you spoke, but I can able to understand something you have said, what we have conversed. Thank you so much and so kind of you, and I hope it will be helpful for a group of people in that, in that group, WhatsApp group, Okay, ma'am, let me now continue the video. I'll give it to your brother, okay? Thank you. You can wait in line or disconnect, ma'am. Let me explain that. First of all, see, autism is that in which it might be genetic causes, or might be because of corpus callosum agenesis or any chromosomal abnormality. Those child or genetic cannot be cured. The child which has genetic issues like chromosome abnormality or coming under any syndromes, or else like genetic agenesis of corpus callosum. Corpus callosum is a portion which is connecting two parts of your brain in between and giving what that is responsible for understanding everything. There's a detailed issue we can discuss in some other videos. So absence of corpus callosum is genetic autism. In that I can't do any justice. But what I have found in my experience of past 16-17 years is that every child which is born, which is exposed to much of mobile screens or else iPads or TV, they gradually, every child is born with mimicry talent. A child just imitates what they see. You can see in villages and all, a child will imitate like a grandmother walking like this granny. They will cough like that. They will imitate like that. Child does, a dog, if it is giving birth to a puppy, immediately it start to bark. A mother dog won't teach for 1 year that you should bark like this. As well, even cat will say meow. Everything, animal sounds are born with that. They are designed with like that. Even after that, they don't need to be taught. A crow will say ka ka immediately after it is born, and after it is hatched. Not like that in a human. A human child needs to be taught. Every child born in England won't call mummy. Every child born in Tamil Nadu won't call amma. It is to be taught. A child is born with mimicry talent. That's all. Every child has to imitate. It should be repeated. That's why every child watching, much of TV, mobile screens or anything, they will come for an advertisement. They will run towards TV. They won't speak. We will have a doubt that is my child having hearing issue. They go and check with their parents like that. They go for hearing aids like that, and then they get confirmed. No, it is not hearing issue. My child is able to run for advertisements. It runs for sounds. It gets fear. Child is born with fear of sounds, fear of falling down. That is genetic. Every child born have that. But that should be, how to say, later period, a mother should teach. See, certain things are involuntary. Like every child born, head fixing will happen at 3 months. That is involuntary. Every child born, it will start to turn around at 5 months. That is involuntary. That is an instinct inside. Every child will have that. If you hold a newborn child, first 6 months, if you keep your hand like this, finger like this, it will hold. We have to take like this. That is involuntary. That is, a child has normal brain. We can understand that child's activity is normal. When should a child have eye contact, when it will have a social smile, when it will have a group play. We don't have it. Parenting has not been taught so far in any specific video. This is the normal milestones like. So every doctor, they might explain the abnormality, but normal thing should be also taught so that we can confirm ourselves that whether we are growing a child normally. See, this what I taught when I become a mother. I was searching what should be the normal thing. There was no such explanation. Every Tamil child is taught that we should teach ing. That you want unga kudikiriya. That means, do you want to drink milk? We will take milk as ing. So that ing, even a deaf and dumb child, a physically challenged child can shout, can make a noise, can't speak. That once it comes from this vocal cord, that noise, so the child realizes that I can speak. Even if an autism child, if you make them center speech therapy, if they start to speak, they will only whisper, Amma. They'll show mouth, lip movement, but sound won't come, but they'll shout. The reason is they don't have confidence that that sound they are producing. To make them realize, you have to teach that ing, that sound. That is a common thing. This is a basic thing for childhood, what we are doing. Later, what mistake it happens is, every mother who wants their child to eat, they think their child is not eating properly, so they introduce mobile phone first time at their 1 to 1.5 years to just make the child to eat. I have posted even a post that every mom who shows mobile to make the child to feed, the child after a few months fails to call their mother as mom, has been labeled autism. Until 1 year, 1.5 years, the child will be very normal. It will talk, it will come for father's bite sound. It will give them father's mobile to father, mother's mobile to mother. It will crawl, it will do everything. It will wave its hands like bye. Every other normal child, like the child will be there until 1 year. Until 1.5 years, mother will never realize that my child has an issue. At 1 to 1.5 years, they will just post learning videos like ABCD, some rhymes. Mother will think that a child should grow very well. It should learn something. They think that we are not showing bad thing. Mobile using is bad. So what they do, they download some videos, take a pen drive and connect with the television. And they directly show the television. They think that mobile is radiation. So TV is no issues. What do I say is, as like a child runs for an advertisement. Initially we think that advertisement comes for short time. It gives a hype. It is somewhat louder. So people think that it comes for that few minutes of that enthusiasm, the child comes. No, it comes because it hears infinite times. It is repetition. See, every child can speak immediately after its birth, but we need to repeat, call amma, amma, amma. We say 1,000 infinite times. A child grasps that, memorizes it, and repeats at 9 months or 10 months or 11 months. So it should be repeated for everything. So we might get even confused. Should we teach all the words in this world infinite times to learn to speak? No need. All that we have to make is, should make our child to think. See, teaching is robotic. Only we should teach a dog to come and pee here, to come and poop here, you should get your food here, you should sleep here, this is your place. Animals should be taught. All that we have to make is a human child to think. If you start to teach, you can't finish teaching the entire universe. And see, if you say pen, pen, pen for 3-4 months, one day a child might repeat it as pen. If you start to recall it, revise it, after 2 to 3 months, your child will forget. If you ask what is this, it will again forget its name as pen. Because it is mugging. You are teaching your child. You have to make your child think. Take that pen. Come on, take the pen. Shall we write? Every time if you repeat, if a child thinks that, oh, this is pen, and if you take it once, you don't need to repeat, you don't need to revise, you don't need to recall. Even after a few months or few years, if you say take that pen, it will take on its own. So my request is to every parent around the universe is, don't teach a child, make your child to think. Teaching is not complete. If you make your child to think, our work is done. Your child will start to think and it will learn on its own everything, what all it sees. Okay. So that we do the mistake. The mistake first starts is exposing to screen times. And even grandparents will misguide that. Your husband started to talk at 5 years. Child will speak late. See, in those days, even a parenting was not properly done. They didn't teach us properly. They just let the kids as such. There will be 7, 8 children at home. They won't teach anything. Child will see the elders and speak. If a single child, they will go to school, they will see other childs and learn. They were not exposed to mobile or screen times. So they were not labeled autism. But now they are exposed to screens that their mimicry talent completely evades. It vanishes. The child becomes like it sees every object as non-living thing. It doesn't connect with the entire world. The child which calls mama, the child which cries for mother, the child which cried for mother going outside, that stops. It gets isolated. During this lockdown time, 2019, every child was exposed to TV. So the screen time might affect the child's imitation skills, mimicry talent. This was what I learned. See, I don't go for any classifications like Vinland or CARS or anything which has been already designed, because all those classifications, they evaluate the child and finally they come to the conclusion that this child is either autism or ADHD, called attention deficit hyperactive disorder, or learning disability, and they just at the conclusion they say no medicines, you have to go for therapy. Go for a therapy, occupational or speech. I say therapy is okay, go for occupational speech therapy. But certain things I don't agree, I disagree. Like I'm going to state the symptoms as well. What do I say is, I learn from my patients, I learn from the child, I take a record, I form my own questionnaires. That I'm going to teach you now. You might see every child seeing like this. So I thought, actually seeing sideways, they say, do I exercise? But I came to know, I learned and I did homeworks that every child seeing like this, why don't they might have double vision? So I learned what was the cause for double vision. Double vision might be because of continuous, becoming dry eyes. Is it that much common for dry eyes to cause double vision? Well, that is, every other child might have dry eyes. A child has been exposed to screen those many hours. So I started to give medicine for I thought give carrots, give papaya, give spinach, give moringa leaves. Other than that, what can I do? So I searched medicine for double vision, and I found that there is few medicines in homeo for double vision. So I started to give those children. Those children who were seeing like this, they started to see like this. See, if you see like this, I see this pen as 2. If I see like this, I see this pen as 1. So, see, only unless or until a special child come and say to you that I see it is 2, you can say it is double vision. No special child will come and say, I see it as 2. Only the symptoms can say. After that, I found few kids coming from other countries. They came with a report of double vision. I have that Xerox copy of that patient. I have requested his mother. She is from UK. And the other one is from US, I think. I've requested her, once your child double vision becomes normal, if you get a report like that, I'm treating her, because for double vision you have, for squint you have only patching. See, squint, when you develop from your birth, everyone say that squint, do go for surgery, go for patching. But I say they have intracranial pressure, they have some nerve abnormality, they have some accommodation issue. That's why the eyes are just like that. So I treat the cause. See, according to me, what I'm saying is how I interpret those symptoms. I treat the cause. I don't treat the child or the symptoms. I treat the symptoms as well. How to say? I don't treat for this labeled names. I treat the cause and I find the cause. Then only I treat the complaints. That is my way of treating a patient. Okay. Other thing, that squint, global developmental delay, cerebral palsy, that is entirely different from the so-called labeled autism child. See, every child who has sucking reflex, sucks mother's milk, who have normal milestones, who have normal eye contact when they are until 1.5 years, after 1 year or 1.5 years when they are exposed to screens, if your doctor say they are autism, it is incurable, kindly don't go with that idea. As a mother, I am saying, not as a doctor. I am mother of 2 children. I say a genetic autism child won't have sucking reflex or won't have eye contact or won't have this reflex. See, until 6 months they will have this reflex. After 6 months, if you give your finger, if the child needs an object or needs your finger, it might hold or it won't hold. This is all normal milestones, crawling, even every other child should crawl. I'll make it 2 parts. This part I'll finish off with this introduction. Then next part let's go, because it might take much more time. If I go with explanation, it will take 2 to 3 hours. In that, if a child starts to crawl, what other mothers do, you don't know. They will wear hand gloves, they will wear socks, they will wear kneecaps. They will say that every child should crawl, every child should have that knee darkening to get their bones strengthened. When a child will roll around, many autism parents have said to me that my child milestones are everything normal except crawling. It sat, it directly walked. I said that when the child will crawl, if the pen is away from its vision, if it turns around, if it wants to reach this, it will crawl. But if you expose a child 6 months to 8 months, if you put a rhymes in front of you, if you put a screen in front of your child will not have any necessity to go and reach this object, that object, go and touch that one, go and pull this one, make home a mess. It won't have any issues. It won't have a need. It won't have a need to go and reach its goal. So that child might not crawl. Unless or until you stop your screen time, you might not realize that your child is having these symptoms. Until then, your child will be very quiet. If you feed, it will eat. If you dress it, it will be good like a doll. It will sit properly. Once if you stop your screen time, when you will stop, unless you realize that if I call, my child is not responding. If I call Asha, my child is not turning back. At that time, you will realize that your child's response has been reduced. That will be around 2 to 2.5 years or some 2 years. That time you will stop your screen. Only after stopping your screen times, you can realize that your child is running meaninglessly here and there. You will realize that your child is self-blabbering. You will realize that your child is having self-talk, like singing rhymes or talking some stories, what all they have heard since past 2 years. Then you will realize that your child is having a hand clapping, restlessness, sexual abuses like keeping hands in their private parts, even thinking of friend video or vision, anything, they will have erection. They will use their hands in their private parts. Everything you will realize only after the moment you stop your screen. Until then, you will see your child as normal child. You will only realize when you will go out for a function and anything, your child is hyper running here and there. Child is calm and it's running. Until you stop, you won't realize that. Okay, let's stop here because it's a detailed version of this entire like labeled autism, how the child goes into the phase, how it develops, how we have to train them, how we have to teach them. I'll go every step by step so that It will be easy for every mother to learn everything and to teach. As like I should thank my ancestor Kaniyan Pungunjana, who said, Yadam Ure Yavaram Kere, Ella Makkalum Em Makkale. Like birds and animals, we are all child of one mother nature. So every child born in this universe has a own right to enjoy, to laugh, to smile, to get angry, to eat, to enjoy every moment of this nature and its own life. So we shouldn't, as a parent, we should never fail to make a child to realize its identity and to live its life happily. Let's unite our hands and make every child born to be Edison, to be Newton, to be like just Asha, to enjoy its own life, okay? Love you all. Thank you.